What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another predicted lineup video as we build up to the big game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 4:30 p.m. kickoff on Sunday, which is obviously Newcastle at home. It's going to be a very, very tough game when you're looking at the performances Newcastle have put in the big games this season. You know you're going to be in for a dogfight this weekend. Antonio Conte has been speaking in his press conference, and the injury news is not good.
No, he's talking about Dejan Kulusevski. He's still injured, not going to be available for this weekend, and he's actually not even sure if we're going to see him before the World Cup as well, which is a really concerning update. Apparently, when pushed, when leaving the press conference room by Dan Kilpatrick, whether he thinks Kulusevski will be back, all he said is that we need him to be back before the World Cup, but he doesn't seem hopeful. Obviously, Richarlison remains out. He's going to be out for another 10 days or so. So it's unlikely we will see him before the World Cup. There's still a decent chance. Emerson Royale is back from his 3-game suspension, so that's positive, but really, really concerning about Kulusevski.
Is it positive?
Well, I guess there's another option. You make up your own mind, I guess, whether you think that's positive or not. But yeah, concerning about Kulusevski because we really miss his ability in the final third to make the right decisions, and it really hinders us up front. And all of a sudden, we've gone from decent options up front, picking from Richarlison and Kulusevski, to now we're kind of stuck with just the front two.
Yeah, very frustrating.
At least it's a good front two.
Yeah.
Worst players to be stuck with.
Yeah, I mean, you'd rather them two injured than Kane and Son injured, but still, we need the options.
And he also said Lucas Moura is not fit enough to start yet.
Well, that leaves us with a 3-5-2 formation, as we saw at Old Trafford. In goal is obviously going to be Hugo Lloris, and let's hope he's not as tested as he was at Old Trafford.
Yeah, he put in a phenomenal display. Obviously, Newcastle are playing well, but they're not maybe as attacking. They don't have the quality attacking-wise that maybe Man United have. But Lloris hopefully carrying on his good form, but hopefully he's not faced with as many shots, that's for sure.
Yeah, let's hope so, because if he is, then we know we're in some trouble. But Lloris in goal, right wing back, toss up between Doherty and the returning Emerson from his 3-game suspension.
He did mention Spence as well. He said Spence's improving. He didn't mention, but yeah, we don't.
And we have seen Spence last couple of games come on as well.
He got a couple. He got a minute, didn't he?
Yeah, he got
did he get a touch of the ball against United?
He got a touch of the ball this time, I think. But no, we are going with Emerson Royale.
Yeah, he just from what Conte was saying in his press, he was saying how Doherty played 2 matches for Ireland, and now he's played 3 matches, obviously in a row in the Premier League since Emerson's out. So, and he said now Emerson's back and he's happy to have him back. It just implied that Emerson is going to be the pick for this one. Although Doherty's been pretty good in general, I think, in his return, he'll probably still want to rotate. So we're going with Emerson.
Yeah, and obviously a big important game in the Champions League midweek next week as well, so need to keep one eye on that. Right centre-back, obviously going to be Christian Romero. I mean, we've been singing his praises the last couple of weeks, how he's been getting back to his best, but step backwards at Old Trafford, to be honest. Yeah,
it wasn't great from him, but hopefully he'll be much improved in this one. Jacob Murphy should be a bit less of a test than Jadon Sancho would have to feel, but hopefully he's back on his game because he's going to be very, very important to our play, especially with the 3-5-2. I think the centre-backs being good on the ball is even more important, so hopefully he's back to his best.
Yeah, alongside him in the centre is obviously going to be the ever-present Eric Dyer, and he's going to have Callum Wilson to face.
He will, and Wilson is strong and he's fast, so you're going to watch for those passes in behind, especially when you've got the quality of Bruno Guimaraes feeding him. So Dyer was caught out a few times in midweek, but hopefully it's a different. But hopefully he'll get more time on the ball in this game with the ability to show off his passing range, because he wasn't able to do that at Old Trafford.
At left centre-back, we're going to give Lenglet the nod. Obviously, Davis has played the last couple of games, and we feel like a bit of rotation is going to be used in that position.
Yeah, and Davis wasn't particularly great either, so I think it's a good opportunity for Lenglet to come back in the team, and I think he's been pretty solid whenever he's called upon, so I think he's happy to rotate the two, so we're thinking he's coming in this one.
And then to make up that back five, on the left wing-back, it's going to be Ryan Sessegnon. Perisic played the last couple of games. Sessegnon been very unlucky not to play, to be honest, because the last couple of games he has played has been to a good level, so hopefully he can get back to that.
Yeah, and Dan Kilpatrick reporting that Sessegnon is expected to replace Perisic in the lineup, so that also goes into our thinking, and hopefully he can carry on his good form, because I think he's been pretty good of late.
Yes, let's run through that back line with you guys one more time. So obviously in goal is going to be Hugo Lloris, right wing back Emerson Royale, left wing back Ryan Sessegnon. In the centre-back positions, we have Cuti Romero, Eric Dyer and Clement Longley. In the midfield, the first midfielder we're going to talk about is Rodrigo Bentancur, who's been on really good form this season, but wasn't that great at Old Trafford like the rest of the team.
Yeah, he was one tasked with going forward a bit more, it seemed, and he did get a few shots off and was able to get into the box without really hurting Man United, unfortunately. Hopefully he has a much better game in this time round. With Joe Linton being out, that should be a help.
Definitely. I think Joe Linton being out is a massive plus for us. Next to him, we're going to go for Yves Bissouma. Started at Old Trafford again, wasn't that great. But in a 3 in midfield, he should be fairly comfortable to face this game. Although I do kind of have a slight feeling that Ollie Skip could be given the nod, but we've just gone with Bissouma.
Yeah, I want to see more from him on the ball because I feel like he's just been a bit too safety first, too sideways, not playing it forward enough, and also he's got good dribbling ability. We just haven't seen that enough at Tottenham. I know when he's sitting in the deepest of midfield 3, maybe he's asked by Conte not to forward forward too many times, so I just want to see a bit more from him on the ball and show the quality that we know he has. So I'm expecting a bit more from Bissouma in this one. Yeah,
and alongside them to make the middle 3 will be Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, also ever present season. Also not a great display at Old Trafford. I mean, I sound like a broken record, but I can say this for all of the players, to be honest. But I'm expecting a lot better from Højbjerg this weekend.
Yeah, and hopefully the midfield 3 will work much better in tandem against Newcastle this time round. And Højbjerg was very much off the pace on Wednesday night. Looked a bit leggy, and hopefully he's a lot fresher for Sunday.
And that makes it very simple to call our top 2. And obviously Harry Kane, didn't score at Old Trafford, which made it 6 games in a row he scored. So
would have been,
he could start that record again, or that run again, should I say. But Harry Kane is a dead cert, obviously.
Yeah, he was the one who had our shots, our best chances, wasn't able to get on the score sheet. But we're going to need him to be the hub of the team if we're going to get a result in what's going to be a very difficult game. So he has to play, obviously. He's obviously going to play. Yeah,
and alongside him, there's only one option, and that's going to be Heung-min Son. I mean, he's been all right as of late, but again, at Old Trafford, fairly anonymous.
Yeah, he was. And sometimes I think he's good centrally, but I feel like if he's not running in behind, it's very difficult to get him in the game. And that's what, at least when he's out wide, there's give and take, because when he's out wide he can find a bit more space and he's got a bit of options. Either he can cut inside and shoot, or he can get across in the box, because he's a very good crosser, and he showed that against Everton. But when he's central, obviously when he's running in behind, if he's getting the ball, he's going to be in more goal-scoring positions. But if he's not getting the ball running in behind, then all of a sudden it's very difficult for him to get involved. And that's that's the problems we've got to sort out, having him in this position.
Yeah, I know, absolutely spot on. But let's run through that lineup with you guys one more time. Hugo Lloris in goal, a back 3 of Romero, Dyer and Longley, Sessegnon on the left, Emerson on the right, a middle 3 of Bentancur, Bissouma and Højbjerg, with Kane and Son making the 2 up top. If this is the lineup and the formation, what's the predicted scoreline?
Yeah, 1-0 I said. I think it's going to be a really close game. Newcastle so tight defensively. They've given the best of teams so far this season on really good game. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we drop points in this game, just because they are very strong at the moment. But I'm hoping the injuries to Joel Linton and Maximin can play in our favour. So I've just gone for Tottenham to nick it. But I think it's going to be a tough game and an impressive victory if we can get the win. So I think we shouldn't be taking this game for granted, not whatsoever.
Yeah, I completely agree. I couldn't agree more, to be honest. I think it's going to be so difficult against a Newcastle side who have their tails up, who are on really good form at the moment. Before the last couple of games, they were scoring quite a few goals as well. So they went to Old Trafford, they stifled them. So I am actually a bit worried coming into this game. And like you say, I wouldn't be surprised if we did drop points. But I'm backing the boys, and I'm going to go for 2-1 to Spurs. And hopefully our home form can carry on this weekend against a very tough Newcastle side. And you've got to say, this is probably the first proper test we've had at home this season.
Yeah, is it the first time we played a team in the top half at home?
I think so. Or definitely in the top 6 or 7.
So make sure we get the job done, and no excuses.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is our lineup. That's our predicted scorelines. I want to know your thoughts on our predicted lineup, and if you think we've got it wrong, let us know your predicted lineup in the comment section below. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always,
come on you Spurs.